Hello, it's Dale here. I'm going to talk about one of my favourite little subjects, and that's paper napkins. I've been playing with these for years in different ways, and I've got some new ideas coming up, but I thought I'd go back to basics first. Now, as you know, you get a paper napkin and you go on holiday, and sometimes that's all that I buy is paper napkins, because you find them. Now look at this one, it's just so gorgeous. It's pears, and so many potentials. It's sort of like an old painting with potential for stitching and all sorts of things. And you know, you buy a packet, and sometimes they're really expensive, but you remember that they have, mostly the best ones have 3 layers. So there's a layer and there, like that. These have come apart. Often they're very hard to get apart. Now there's your top layer, and just to talk about this, the second layer may have a slight impression of the image on it, just very subtle, this one. But as well as this, I've peeled off 3 to use, the top ones to use for some things, but don't throw them away, because you can paint them, of course, and add to what you're doing. So, but I love making grids. That's one of my things, to make a grid, and then you could cut up bits and have the washed out grid to use over all sorts of things, over for dimension and layers. You can leave the things off. You can paint where you've left it, it's wet. So this is what you do. You just get your sewing machine, feed dogs normal, and just stitch your grid. The grid can be wider or narrower or rows together, but just basically I have stitched the grid on the 3 layers. Don't do it on 1 layer, because your sewing machine won't like it. And when you've done that, you can wash it out. Let's have a look here. So these are the layers I've washed out. Take it to the tap. It's like a rag. Run it onto the tap and give it a good shake, and you can get off whatever you want, or leave as much as you like, so you can make the holes bigger. And then there's a lot of white there. Now if you don't like that, you can add more colour or not. And see, this one's been done for a wee while, so I can just pull off as much as I want, but it is like a rag. And you'll see here that I've used metallic thread on the top, so it gives a little twinkle on that one. So that's your grid all ready to wash out. And this is not the same napkin, but you can see that in this case I've washed out pretty well all the colour on here. There's just a little bit left on the side. This will be a different napkin from something else. And I use them, I cut them up. I might use little bits and pieces, just take out little bits that you want. They're pretty strong once they've done. So that's there. There's that one. Then I've also just taken the 1 layer, the top layer, which is like this one, and I bonded it to a piece of felt. And look what happened. I crinkled it all up, and then I bonded it with, you know, fusible webbing, gossamer or Vlisifix, and you've got that cracked sort of finish. So it's got a lot of potential for something. So look at your napkin as, you know, it's just got so many possibilities. So some more here. I've bonded it to some white felt in readiness for something. You can see, because you buy a whole packet of 12, and you get rather precious about them. And what I've done in this case is I have these ones that are bonded to felt, like say the white one then. I've stitched on the felt, on the actual napkin. So there's this one and then this one. And I've stitched to pick up the shapes and things, and then I've cut it out. And I've added some wax, metallic wax in places, just to lift up the colour, or you could use oil pastels or oil sticks, or paints like Lumiere paint, which you've got the metallics in, or you mixed magical mica powders mixed with a medium, just to give a layer of paint on there. So that's them. And then I've stitched this one as well, stitched on here and left these ones here. A little bit different again. There were 3 of this at one stage, but I seem to have lost them. Then I've got a bigger one where I have stitched it, or stitched the same thing, but not stitched it, but bonded it to a larger piece of felt. This is possibly Queen felt or not. And then I could put this over the top as a dimension. I could put these in here ready to go. You'll see that this is a different side of the other side of the napkin, because they're not exactly the same all the way around. I seem to be getting interruptions here. And then finally here on the piece, here's the whole onto the background again, and I've rubbed it with webbing on the top and rubbed some of this napkin off to get onto this fusible webbing, and I've put just coloured it with crayons and things like that, and then I have rubbed some of it back to give that fresco-y sort of wrecked finish there. So it's got lots of possibilities, and of course then you can layer it up with, so to give that dimension, hand stitch of course, which I haven't done. So that's the start of my napkins for this time, just to get you thinking about if you've got a napkin there to play with. Okay, we'll see you again next time. Bye.